But yesterday, what's happening this morning with Gamestop, this video game store, up 2,500% this year. But then this morning, something huge happened, and that's
I think we're good to
this
go.
trading
So,
app, Robinhood.
your name is Shosh?
Yeah, that's me.
All right. So you invest in the stocks?
Yeah, like ever since Robinhood made it so easy for me to do it, I've been on it. I browse Twitter a lot, so I kind of like got the wind of it that like something is going down. And as soon as I heard that Wall Street Bets was involved in this, I knew something was gonna happen because I've been following that like for like a few years now. And yeah, like I think I like got the early signs of like something big is gonna go down. So yeah, I did.
Did you think they were crazy, or did you think something might like really? So I just got a haircut a couple hours ago, and right now I kind of feel like my name is like Stevie or Stewie or something. But GME pumped last night, and I feel like it's as good a time as any to make this video. So I've been reading Wall Street Bets for about a year and a half now. I feel like I found the subreddit in 2019. Right around the time that guy put $2,000 into Robinhood, turned it into $50,000, and then lost everything and more by betting against an Apple earnings call. So, I've been watching these stories for a while, but to me, they're just entertainment. Like, I invest a lot, but I'm a pretty safe investor. I invest for the future. I don't invest to get. Every few days, I check the subreddit. I see everyone freaking out about GameStop, but I'm not reading too deep into it. I'm just like, GameStop? Why GameStop? I didn't think it would work. But naturally, I bought a bunch of shares of GameStop anyway because I'm 21. I make a little money. If it pays off, it pays off. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. I can always make more money later. No harm done. So anyway, there are a few million people on Wall Street Bets, and it feels like most of them are getting ready to throw their life savings at GME. And, I was kind of watching in horror, but at the same time, it was fun. I think everyone felt excited. Maybe a few people were a little too excited, talking about taking back the means of production, toppling the corrupt elites, bankrupting the hedge funds, redistributing the wealth.
So are you buying that stock today? For me personally, yes.
I bought my shares at like 140 and sold them at 110. I'll make more money soon enough, and it was fun while it lasted. But a lot of my friends weren't so lucky with GME. A lot of people I know bought in at 250, 350, 450, literally when the stock was at its most insane peak. People on Reddit were screaming for more money, $1,000, $5,000. I know people who fully believed that a single share of GME would reach thousands of dollars in valuation, and they were buying at almost 500. And the whole time, this community was talking about screwing over billionaires, taking down hedge funds, and acting like the French Revolution Part 2 was upon us. And those same people believed that if they just held with diamond hands, they would make thousands on a stock that had already risen 3,000% in just a few weeks. I think, in a way, the people who are making a lot of money are saying things to help them keep making more money. When someone tells you to hold with diamond hands, that really just means don't sell before I do. It kind of makes me feel bad for the new people that are going to take a big hit. But I think maybe one of the lucky things is a lot of people don't seem to have too much money in GME. The people who sold and lost 50% of their original investment, it sucks for them, but I think one of the lucky things here is that a lot of them don't have too much money in the first place. So if half of their original investment is only 50 or $100, that's a good thing. So there's a story in Danish media. I don't speak Danish, so I couldn't read it, but I read what someone wrote on Reddit. There's a 23-year-old dude with 3 months of trading experience. He bought GameStop when it was $40. So he spent about $50,000 or $100,000 of his own and his parents' money. His parents are also low-paid healthcare workers. But he got lucky and he pulled out in time with a huge profit. And he made a lot of money, but there's always going to be the opposite of that story. There's probably someone out there who bankrupted his entire family by betting and losing $100,000 on GameStop. There were people who were taking out loans to buy shares in GameStop. And at the end of the day, I think there were probably a lot more losers than there were winners with GameStop. I think there was a small number of people who had knowledge and confidence to bet very, very early on. But when it started to get higher and higher, people buying in really didn't know what they were doing. And all the memes, the songs, the mashups, the biggest benefit wasn't coming to the people who had bought in the day before and opened their first brokerage account the day before that. So when you look at it from a certain perspective, it starts to look a whole lot like Wall Street itself.
Throughout this entire thing, I'm pretty sure like a lot of people lost a lot of money too. So it was like normal people who didn't know much about like stocks and all that, when they heard about like GME going up, it was already like around 160, 180 or somewhere around that. People put in fortunes in there. And yeah, those were just like, normal people that was just like trying to make a quick buck. And yeah, I think like they Both of my like really close friends who like started off like investing with me like a few years ago. One of them like he's like down 98%, and the other one is he's made like somewhere north of like 600 grand at this.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And they obviously don't like the
Yeah.
you know.
So while I was pissed off at Robinhood and all of the other brokerages for a few days, I was mad about corruption and injustice. Again, there's this idea online and in the media that the GameStop short squeeze was orchestrated and organized by an army of young, low-budget investors who just wanted to pump the stock. But that's just not a realistic idea. I think the truth is that the people who are really behind the rise and fall of GameStop on Wall Street bets are professional investment bankers and portfolio managers who want to have some fun by messing around on Wall Street bets after they get home from work. How would so many people on Wall Street bets have, one, access to, and secondly, the confidence to drop tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars on random, complicated meme plays? It's people who make the majority of their money in finance already having fun with it when they get home from work. I like this one quote from a guy on Reddit. If you didn't know what a gamma squeeze was 48 hours ago, you are their exit strategy, and you are the down payment on their next Porsche.
Maybe I'm just a jaded doomer, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that even though it was so exciting at first, in the end GME just started to feel like another boring-ass piece of the capitalist system. Some people were posting insane gains, but a lot more people had to lose out for that to happen. And I'm not saying this because I lost money. Again, I didn't spend anything I wasn't willing to lose. But a lot of people, kind of fell for the memes, and they paid for that gullibility with real money. It's a really old saying, but I think it might be true that getting rich quick isn't actually easy. Sure, all they did was buy a few stocks, but it was a huge risk. It was basically like gambling their hard-earned money away. And a lot of people saw their success and thought it looked easy, and they wanted a piece of it. And a lot of those people lost money.
They fell for the memes, diamond hands, hold, a Volkswagen curve.
Enough from the clown.
Let's not blow this out of proportion.
You think you could steal from us and just walk away?
Yeah.
But nothing is ever that simple. Look, I don't regret losing money on GME. Life is short. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. I learned a lesson, I cut my losses, and it could have been worse. I could be holding a bag of mud. Well, I guess not now, as of yesterday night, but it could have been worse. And you know what? It's always important to just live life. I feel like I could end up investing so much and working so hard that I have a portfolio worth millions and no life to show for it. I would feel so empty to work hard for years and have nothing to show for it but numbers in an account. Because at the end of the day, they're just numbers in an account. They don't represent how much love I've experienced, how much fun I've had, which countries I've been to, how far I've traveled, and how much I've really enjoyed my life. I saw a guy taking his kid for a walk the other day, and he was just standing there looking at his phone while his kid ran around in circles trying to show him stuff, but he couldn't get his attention. The kid was like 2 or 3 years old. He was still running around like he's drunk, he was that young, and the dad just didn't have time for him. I don't want to be like that. I want to enjoy my parents and friends while I still have them, because I can imagine the day will come when I don't. So really, I would choose happiness over money any day of the week. I'd rather die broke and happy than rich and sad.
So like for you, what is investing for you? Like, what does it mean to you?
I guess it would be a way for me to put my money into a corporation that I knew and I trusted and valued, and would hopefully be able to get like financial return on that. More risk, but more reward.
Okay. So do you invest your money at all?
I did actually try it once in my sophomore year. That was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then I ended up losing like $750
Okay.
out of my internship money, and then I just stopped because I couldn't afford any anymore. So I guess it was Facebook that kind of like shot me down. I used to think like Facebook is such a stable company.
Oh yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen to it, but then the stock kept sinking for some